Yay!
Woo!
Wearing pink.
Seven,
Wait,
eight,
why would you wear pink?
9,
Oh my
10,
God.
11.
The Mean Girls reference.
I have not seen Mean Girls.
That's okay, me either.
Shocking no one. Okay, I feel much better.
I was
No, I
fired over not seeing Mean Girls.
What?
It's a whole thing.
That sounds like discrimination.
So here's the thing. I get a message from my boss, and they're watching Hunger Games, and Rue gets shot, and they send me a picture that says, "This is how Regina George dies." And I went, "Who's Regina George?" And they went, from Mean Girls." And I went, "I've never seen the movie." And they went, "You're fired." And I went, "Oh, okay, cool. I guess you're working the front desk at midnight for 8 hours," because I had an 8-hour shift that night. And he goes, "No, you're going to sit at the front desk and watch Mean Girls like every other God-fearing American."
Oh, dear.
Oh, well, there's your first problem. I fear neither God nor man.
Very funny.
Like all the bicyclists in Berkeley.
Mm-hmm.
So, Danny, can you say something?
I
Charles in the chat said
found the button.
you fixed it?
I did.
Sweet.
I fixed it.
Woo!
Yay, technology.
I wanna give you like fireworks.
Yay!
Gross.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, we I had to rework all of our layouts, unfortunately, because my big monitor died, and so I'm working off of just a single screen on my laptop.
How would you survive?
It is hard.
Like the Stone Age.
Well, it's hard to run a stream with a
Hey,
single
Greg,
screen.
what's that like?
Oh, damn.
What the Stone Age?
Oh, goodness.
You said words, you knew it was coming. I don't know what you expect from me.
Exactly
Yeah.
this is what we all expect.
Yeah.
True enough, true enough. So it's been a while since I've had people here. Last time was...
I was here last time.
Sort of.
Sort of.
You provided a reference for last time.
Yep.
That was... I have not had that much difficulty maintaining a monologue in a long time.
Gosh.
That was fantastic.
So we were coming back from graduation where Blueberry played cello for the graduates, which is why I was not able to be here live. But the stream was still happening. So like I tuned in. I was like, let me watch the mayhem, and you were not on it. I think it was right after you
right
had
after I
quit.
had finished. Yeah.
Yeah, right after you had quit. So it was just me, working on my socks, counting, sharing the numbers I
Sharing
knew.
all the numbers.
It was
was
wild. And
fantastic.
Blueberry and my wife did not. They were like, what is Greg? What is going on? What is this?
Oh, never ask that question with you.
Yeah.
No one knows
Oh my
what's
God,
going on.
no.
You
That's
least of
dangerous.
all.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing that's going to be Patreon content in the future, is what it is. That was fun.
Monetize
Though.
that shit. Yeah.
But now I have people so someone else can talk about their knitting and not just me.
What is knitting?
Oh no. Did you make anything else? Any sort of making?
A hot mess in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's I also did that. I made a hot mess in
So-
Los Angeles.
Yes.
I did actually. I drew Ren and Ernest's vampire characters as little chibis.
Catherine looked so cute.
Yeah, so I did that. That's it,
There you
baby.
go.
But
I
hey, that's
also
stuff.
You've also been working on clips for my channel and other graphic design stuff over there.
I have, because Monday I rolled home on Sunday and was like, oh hey, I have a whole Monday to do other things. And I guess that whole Monday
And
was
she hyper fixated on doing stuff for my channel, which I
Yeah.
am absolutely not
Let's
complaining
make-
about.
let's make content for somebody else's channel and not my own.
yeah, I've been spending my week kind of just reconfiguring my office to better facilitate streaming.
Okay.
Because like when I moved in, because I moved last year, and you know, my office is like not. I never actually took the time to really set up my office for real. It was all kind of like, I'll get to it later. Let me throw in this component. I'll get to it later. And I really took the time to just kind of say, well, I need to move this desk, reconfigure this, put the green screen behind me in a more reasonable configuration. And I actually will be working with DB soon to help decorate my office for the times I don't have the green screen.
Nice.
So
I was so excited. At some point, I'm going to plug in my stream deck and get on a Zoom call with you, DB, and give you control of the computer and just walk away. And just be like, here, figure it out.
It's not even here, figure it out. It's like, okay, so this is what you need. And I just start putting things together.
Because I'm starting to learn how to use a stream deck over on QNC because I've been running the tech for Keys from the Golden Vault for the last few weeks.
I think my particular stream deck likes to hate me
Oh.
because it desyncs often enough that I'm like, oh, let me redo this. I think it's... Oh, go ahead,
Things
sir.
that like to hate you. I feel your stream deck.
Yeah, it's fine, Greg.
I'm a
Guess
cheap
what,
bastard.
motherfucker? I hate myself too.
Yeah, I'm a cheap bastard. So back in 2020, I did not want to buy a stream deck, so I bought a cheap 10 key, like separate like numpad, and I put stickers on it, and I turned that into my stream deck.
That's a really
that's
good...
effective.
Yeah, and it's actually a really good way to have like an alternative. My parents were like, "Hey, what do you want for Christmas?" I went, "I don't know," and I was like, "This thing." I didn't expect it. It was the only thing I asked for, so I was like,
I was given one as a birthday present.
That's
also
how I got
That's also
mine.
how I got this really nice microphone that I still need to
Yeah.
clean goo off of.
Nope, this microphone was paid for, and I had a whole argument afterwards when I said it was the only microphone at the store. I went to Micro Center, and I was like, I need a microphone, and it was the height of the pandemic, and I got this thing.
That's because everyone was buying podcast materials for the mediocre white man podcast that exploded in popularity at the
Oh,
time.
then that's fine.
Well, I mean, there was also just people working from home, and it was like, I'll buy whatever. So when I got to the Micro Center, I'm like, what can I buy? And
This.
from doing audio and since I knew I was going to be streaming, I was like, well,
Get a good one.
I guess I'll get the good thing that I know about. Which was at the time a $400 microphone.
I also got this $400 to $500 microphone because my cat bit-bapped my snowball into my desk.
Of course.
I'm sure like 3 of the people on this stream know because you were there when I found out that it was doing the thing that it was doing.
Yep.
And then I was talking to an audio guy who was like, "Oh yeah, you should get this very expensive microphone." And I went, "Maybe I shouldn't have." It's nice, but
Yeah, I have the problem with mine that I can't run it through more than like 1 or 2 things. So like what I've got a Zoom call up and I'm running OBS and trying to record, my microphone says no. So that's why I have
weird.
two. I've got my recording microphone, and then I've got my Snowball for stream. It's fine.
But with my my Yamaha plugged back in, I can go back to having radio voice.
Oh, wow.
Didn't like that.
That was so much no.
That
Wow.
was wild.
But that is good to know
Thanks,
that you
I
can
hate
do that. I actually may need you to record some stuff for story time with Silas using that.
I was waiting for you to say that.
DB's face.
Don't worry, Adam's going to do the editing for that. You don't have to hear it.
So I have a confession.
Uh-oh.
I have not listened to any of Storytime.
It's fine. It's just my baby. It's okay.
It's
It's fine
partly
that you don't
because
like it. It doesn't matter.
no. It's partly because I wrote some of the stories and I can't listen to my own writing.
Yeah, that's
Then
fine.
don't listen to the ones that you wrote.
But they will just
titles
roll
are
into
right
the
there.
next
You should
one.
listen
I
to the
can't
ones
do
that
it.
I wrote.
You know that there's a thing, DB, on any player. It's called a stop button.
What? Wait a minute. You mean that I don't have to keep listening to podcasts forever?
Correct. Correct.
Imagine if since like I started working in my corporate job in 2017, I've had like headphones
Never
in the
hit
whole
stop.
time and it's just podcasts.
Well, you might have listened to about a tenth of what is actually available by now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh,
There's a
not
lot.
even.
Yeah, I'm starting to get into like the weird stuff, and not the fun weird stuff, but the bad weird stuff.
Are we talking like manosphere bad stuff, or
White Men Podcast bad stuff.
so? Yes, the manosphere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Obviously not unraveling. Unraveling is
I would never listen to that
not-
podcast, even with a gun to my head.
God damn.
jeez.
Ooh, she is just coming for you today, Greg.
Not just today.
I'm sure Pam is very nice, though.
Oh.
Pam is one. You just listen. You know what? I will start making a version of Unraveling that is just the Pam parts. And you can listen to that,
is
so you
this
don't
gonna
have
be
to
like-
listen to me.
Is this
be
gonna be like the Princess Bride edit where it's just the good parts?
Right. Yeah, it'll be kind of like the Garfield without Garfield comic strip.
That just makes the other person insane.
Yes.
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 So,
Greg, I'm
Greg,
so
what do you think
sorry.
about?
Oh yeah, no. Put like a wind effect anytime that you start talking.
You should do it as like an April Fool's thing, honestly.
We really should. Yes.
Can I
We
edit
did,
your
we did it, April
podcast?
Fools.
Hold on.
Maybe
Can
so.
I do it instead?
Yes, we had a good April Fool's one years ago, back when Joey was still my partner. We switched with another podcast that was a duo hosted one, where one of us went on the other one, and they came to ours, and we just refused to acknowledge it throughout the whole
I
thing.
remember
Just
that
played
one.
it straight.
I
Yeah,
listened to that. I'm like, this isn't right.
yeah.
You could literally do that again with That's Pretty Crafty. Pam
Yeah.
comes on with Danny and it's you and me.
Yes.
Yes.
Why is Pam so mean to Greg? Who knows?
Let's-
probably
Possessed
got-
by a demon.
No,
She finally got sick of his shit.
I've never seen Pam and DB in the same place.
It's Dr.
And,
Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
DB, the thing is, though, is Unraveling does have the clean tag on.
You'll just have to repeat me every time.
Oh god, that's so much work.
What I'll have to do is have a picture of Danny's mom in my office because I did not curse in front of her while she was in front, like physically in front of me.
I will
Yeah,
get you that.
you'll have to have a picture of Danny's mom and a picture of Blueberry on either side of your monitor.
No, because I cursed in front of Blueberry while she was standing there.
Yeah, but she was kind of behind Greg, so it was easy to like mentally write her out into the purple.
Yes. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
How dare you, Danny's mom?
I just
Wait, what did Mom
assumed-
say?
I just assume that that Blueberry has parents that live in the world.
They don't though. Greg is a fossil. He doesn't live in the world.
He lives.
He lives
in
under it.
He lives in some world.
Can you
I
tell?
know they have numbers where Greg comes.
The best part is just watching Danny just be like, I have already lost control, and I kind of wish I just had a recording of Greg saying numbers again. At
I could
least
put that on.
The
Oh,
sass
gosh.
is strong tonight, and I apologize.
I
do
I
not
can
apologize.
tell. I can tell that we have not been together in a month.
Far too
minute.
long.
It's
Yeah.
been far too long with us not all hanging out together because
yeah.
the energy is just fantastic tonight.
The energy is immaculate. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, no, it absolutely is. We don't often get this energy.
Charged.
Don't say that.
What's really funny is next season, characters completely different than Nalitha. There's not going to be any beef with her and Greg's character. At least not from her side. If Greg wants to do beef, that is all beef.
At least not at the beginning.
Yes.
We won't have a character that will be blaming your character for being not your character.
Ooh,
And being
70%
accurate.
reward. Just Greg saying numbers for an hour to help you fall asleep. Yes. Also, I want to talk to you about an ASMR channel, Greg.
Hate those. Hate those so much.
Well,
And then
not that kind. Not that kind of ASMR channel.
55.
My idea
23.
for it is basically listening to someone talking from another room while it's raining outside.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a very comforting sound.
It is nice.
101.
And it could be someone who's knitting and you just hear them muttering numbers to themselves for an
Yes.
hour.
9.
I mean, you could just have me from the bathroom. It's not like they're narcotics.
It's not like it's narcotics.
Oh,
Me
goodness.
screaming about my medication that they wouldn't let me refill.
Ah, yes. And that was what woke me up from.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I want a podcast that is just titled Deebs from the Bathroom.
And welcome back to Deebs from the Bathroom.
No, because people would think it's other shit. And
Literally.
There will be other shit.
Perfect. You'll get the weird people demographic, and then you can't say anything that's too weird.
Deebs from the Bathroom, the number 2 for you.
it hurts to laugh. Stop.
I didn't think.
The only podcast where
Danny,
we're
I love
dropping
you.
numbers.
Hey, Danny, it looks like you've been knitting.
I did. I did a thing.
Regerts. Hello, happy Pride. Welcome to the
Happy
shit
Pride,
show.
let's go.
Lasers. I'm giving everyone lasers, okay?
What lasers? There we go.
Oh damn.
Delayed lasers.
I don't get lasers. Lasers. No. Is it a premium Zoom thing?
It's
a-
not.
Apple thing.
It's an Apple thing.
It's an Apple thing. Wait, are you on a Mac?
Yeah.
The accusation in that
Oh, look,
tone.
I just lost a friend.
Yeah, now you have beef with Ernest and myself.
It's like I have fake beef with DB and real beef with Hollow.
Gregorith. What the fuck?
I don't know if
Oh,
this
no.
is what everybody decided to tune in for, but I'm here for it.
Oh.
Welcome to the chaos.
I need to start keeping a fan by the recording space because when I laugh this hard, I start sweating.
Yeah,
So,
you'll need that for here for today.
Everything is
There-
wrong with Mac.
There's
Fuck
nothing
Apple.
wrong with a Mac. I use a Mac laptop to do all of my editing.
How
so.
dare you.
All right, let me talk about why I hate Mac. It is not because it's a Mac PC thing, It is because Macintosh Apple is a closed ecosystem that does not
Which is
allow
why
me
they're
to
so good.
easily. No, does not allow me to easily go and transfer to a different kind of device. It doesn't allow me to explore. My options once I'm locked into that ecosystem are Macintosh, and to give that up is to trade away, like my access to a lot of my data, a lot of things I've already locked into Apple. So I don't like that about Apple. I don't like that about iPhones or anything like that. So no.
I may or may not know people because I live in Berkeley, which means I'm very close to Silicon Valley. I know several people who work for the fruit company or have worked for the fruit company, and boy, stories I hear.
I I have an Apple phone and I have an iPad. I will not have my computer be a Mac because I like
Having
kind
money.
of like what you're saying. Well, that, but also just like I prefer PC.
See, and go ahead.
I had a doctor who wanted tech support on his home computer that's a Mac. My response was, I don't have one of those. If you want to buy me one, I will give you tech support on it.
Or call Apple.
Yeah. Also, Mac has been very anti-right to repair since I don't know,
Forever?
about 20.
Oh, forever.
Well, not forever, but since
pretty
since
much
about
well,
you could go and get into those guts if you really wanted to, but now it's very anti-right to repair. At least since 2011. So
There are lawsuits moving through the courts about that, for what that's worth.
So to answer your question, Darkin, that's why.
so Danny,
Yes,
have you been knitting lately?
I have, in fact, been knitting. So
I didn't know this was the kind of stream you were tuning in for today.
Let's see if it sticks this time.
let me just talk about a couple of things, because this is a little thing that doesn't look like a whole lot, but it might look vaguely familiar.
It looks really familiar.
It's a
Yeah,
swatch.
it looks.
I knitted.
You swatched.
Well, I knit
You
the swatch
swatched?
after I knit the blanket.
Who are you and what have you
Because
done
I
with
finished the
Danny?
Hold on.
blanket.
Hold on.
Yay!
So
Danny swatched after the blanket, though.
and this
That's
is
funny.
intentional. So I knit it on the same needles that I knit the blanket. And my plan is I'm going to wash probably towels later this week, and I'm going to throw this swatch in the washing machine and the dryer. And I'm going to give it to the dentist when I give him the blanket and say, this is whatever it ends up looking like. This is what happened when I put it through the washing machine. And I will then either recommend that it turned out great, no problems. You can wash it on gentle cycle cold water, lay flat to dry. Or it got all terrible, just don't put this blanket in the washing machine.
Sure.
That way they can see what happened.
Visually.
And if it turns out great, then this can be the baby's little girl. So it could be, I don't know if they're going to be like
Like a
doll
doll.
people. It could be
Yeah.
a great little blanket
Little
for
doll
a
blanket.
dollhouse, or
Yeah.
a cute pocket square. So maybe the dentist can wear it as a pocket square when baby gets married in many, many years, because we're not going to think about that far down the road. But or
Or you could
mom can use it, or it can get like wrapped around a bouquet, or like lots of things that can be done with a little thing like this that's got the sentimental yarn.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry.
I like doing things for
very
people,
cute.
so it makes me very happy that I'm giving them the little swatch, but then I'm not going to unfold it because I don't have room to fold it back up. But it is a full-ass baby blanket now, and it's...
Hell
It's
yeah.
awesome.
I finished it, and there's even about this much yarn left over. It's not enough to do a whole lot. I thought about making the blanket longer, but it was starting to get to the point where if I made it longer, it would look too long. That makes sense, right? Like
The aspect ratio would be off.
the aspect ratio is off. You got to be careful with that. So, but yeah, the blanket is finally done, which meant that it was time for me to wind up more yarn. So I wound up this.
Whoa!
This is so freaking soft, but also
That is
so
massive.
freaking slippery. So this is only 333 yards.
What?
Yeah.
Only.
Wow.
Well, it's a much bigger cake than it ended up being the first time I wound it, because I did a second winding so that it wouldn't be so tight. But it is a Fiber
she
Arts
said.
Republic. Fiber Arts
Behave.
Republic,
It
100%
was in my
silk
head,
plied with 50% silk, 50% merino wool.
I
So soft.
I know you say it's soft, but looking at it makes me think it would be super scratchy. I
It
know
is.
it's not,
No, it
but
is.
I think the color of it.
The color.
Yeah. Have you touched my hair?
No.
I'm
No.
not going.
Well, why
That's
don't people touch my hair?
inappropriate.
Actually, I think I have. I think I did the last time I
Yeah.
saw you in San Francisco because your
Yeah.
hair was newly short.
Yes, but it feels like my hair texture wise, like very very smooth and soft and slippery, like my hair feels. That doesn't help anyone who doesn't know how my hair feels, but Mom knows and Red knows. So,
Cool. I guess the next time we're all together, we'll just be like, ah, yes, let me touch your hair.
Everybody.
I'm
Dana's
I'm
hair.
used to people touching my hair all the time, like at work.
Why?
I don't know, because
That's
I work
so
with very touchy
inappropriate.
people.
I feel like if somebody came up and touched my hair, they wouldn't have a hand anymore.
Yeah.
Because
don't
one,
know,
it would be a shock. Because why the fuck are you coming up behind me?
Also, they would be
Coming-
really
if you're
tall.
Coming forward, I'd be like,
Okay, well, just for future reference, if you want to touch my hair, it's okay. Don't
Okay,
scare
okay,
me
no.
with it, but
All right. Now, is that the four of us, or is it the people watching the stream as well? I mean, what?
No.
I need to know how
Oh,
big
oh.
that invitation
No.
is. You,
It
you have to be
is-
careful. You're on the
Andy?
internet right now.
it is an open
I don't
invitation to
know.
the four of you,
Okay.
and
All right.
ask, but you'll probably get a yes to everyone else.
Okay. Consensual hair touch. I get it.
Consensual hair touch.
I would never even ask that. That's such a strange thing.
It depends for me. Like if I'm around Pooja or people are around me right after I get my hair shaved, like I want them to touch it because it's soft and peach fuzzy and I love it. It's a good
Yeah.
feeling.
My girlfriend's mom did that to me. Like, because I've changed the way I cut my hair. And she's like, oh, I like how short. And she like ran her hand through the undercut. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Oh. See, up until recently, I've almost always had long hair, like super long hair.
Right.
And it's just been very normal for people to like come up and just start playing with it.
Boundaries.
So I would like respectfully correct that. It's not normal. It might be typical, but
Okay,
that should
typical.
not
It has
be
been-
normal behavior.
It has been typical for people to do that.
Right.
That's how you stab somebody.
But I guess I'm also used to like hanging out with my nibblings, and
That's
Yeah.
okay. That's fair.
they are all three of the girls were
Children are
hair
different.
hair twirlers
Family.
while you were
Yeah.
putting them to sleep.
Aw,
Like they had to buy
that's
the
sweet.
oldest one a doll with long hair so that
Yeah.
my sister didn't have to sleep beside her to have her hair twirled so that she could go to sleep.
Oh, that's sweet.
So like,
Weirdly adorable.
isn't it though? So
Yeah.
I'm just it's always been a sign of affection, and I guess it's
Sure.
not like a lot of random strangers that do it. It's people that know me. So
Okay, fair enough.
I don't think I've ever been like, hey, can I touch your hair to anybody?
oh, okay.
I mean, it's just a difference in norms.
So yeah, I've got that plied up, or not plied up, spun or wound up, so it's ready to cast on the lovey blanket that I'm going to do. I found a pattern. I don't have it pulled up, but it's like a little rabbit, and then the body is a little tiny blankie.
So cute.
So yeah, and then I started working this weekend on a gift commission thing, and I'm almost done. Well,
Of course you are. Sneeze.
There's-
Almost done.
there's going to be a lot more decoration on it. It is a rolling glove, is what we're calling it. For
A rolling glove.
a rolling mitten. Because so I listened to the Cast Party podcast,
Yes.
and I've chatted with several of the players outside of their Discord, so they're not like friends because that's I don't know.
Are they
They're-
allowed to touch your hair?
yeah, actually they would be.
They're friends.
They're friends. Yes. Okay. So yes, they'd be allowed to touch my hair, so they're friends. But Vince rolls terribly.
Ah.
Oh, I
so
see.
badly. And they made him put a mitten on for one of their one shots. And if he didn't touch the dice, he rolled way better. So I am making him a character-themed mitten.
Yes.
It's got, so his character is a Warforged, black
Yes.
metal with gold insides, because he's not entirely finished, so you can see some of its insides. So I've got, I'm knitting with embroidery floss,
Yes.
2 shades of gold, and
Oh
then
my
I've got
gosh.
beads, and I'm extra because of course I am. This set of beads here is Braille for the character name,
Oh,
and this set of beads here is
That's so
Braille for
cool.
20. And because those plus those made 21, I'm like, well, I can't have like 20 and 1 because that makes things not even. So I've added another 19 beads in this section. So there are 40 beads total, so 2 20s.
yes.
But the fun thing is that it flips open to be a fingerless, and then you can flip the top over it so you can have a mitten. But then you
Oh
can
my
like flip
God.
the fingers down so you can like have snacks or like touch your phone.
Hey, Danny.
You are so extra, and I love it.
I also think this puts you in friend kind
Yes.
of territory with people.
Probably. If I knit for you, you're my friend.
Correct.
And I've got
Like I
mean-
love that you have the boundary of like, oh, it feels weird because like it's not like I know them, but also none of us know each other and we're all friends.
that's true.
That's not
Except for
true.
Greg.
Well, I mean,
That's not true. I shared a room with you, DB. I know you.
I've stayed in Ren's house. I know you.
Yes.
Oh,
Exactly.
I shared a room too, so
Well,
But there's a line between
Yeah.
like real life friends and internet friends. And
Yes.
we straddle that line because we see each other in
Oh,
real
we
life
straddle it.
from time to time.
we Irish dance over that line. Let's be real here.
no. We didn't.
We
We
sword
took
dance over
we
it.
took that line. We set that line on fucking fire.
And then we did jump rope with it.
There we go.
It turned
it's
into
true.
a circus show.
But I'm planning to do a couple more things. I'm going to do some I cords and attach
yeah.
them and sort of weave them across because he's got tubes going through his body.
Yeah.
And I've got to find it, but I've got a little container of gears. So I'm going to find the gears and I'm going to stitch them like alongside or maybe in between the 2
Amazing.
chunks here.
I have a question.
Yeah.
With the knitting or the floss, is it scratchy on the inside?
This one is a little bit scratchy because it's metallic floss and so
Yeah.
it's a little scratchy.
For me, I don't know if this person has texture issues. I think
I
that
don't
would
know.
drive me
I hope
absolutely
not, but it's
bonkers. Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
not- It's not too bad, but it is
probably
noticeable
not a-
if you're paying
Yeah,
attention.
it's probably also
if
not
it's
a
bad enough, it can be lined.
Well,
Yes.
and if it's bad enough, you can make a ceremony of putting the rolling mitten on before
to
doing a roll,
and then
Yeah.
taking it
and
off.
then take it back off if it's like something that you just can't wear for very long.
Yeah,
Yep.
and like the beads, you can see them on the inside too, so you'll
Yeah.
feel them. But I'm
I love
excited.
it.
I like the feel of beads.
Ooh, I stopped myself from saying what I was gonna say.
Come on, I set it up.
Man, look at this tasty soda. Mm.
But anyway, this is what I've been working on. I've put probably 14 hours into it in the last since the
In
weekend.
the last 14 hours.
Well, look, I knit probably
Please,
way too
done.
much on it. Well, no, 14 hours is a long time to be
Significant.
knitting.
Yeah.
Don't lie
Yeah.
to me, Danny.
No, it's and it's not a pair; it's a single one. So
Yeah. I do have a pattern that I have picked up while I was while I was in California. I found it online. Wasn't it, it may have been after. I don't remember.
You got it sometime while you were not at your main home.
Correct. While on vacation, I picked up a new pattern. Specifically for a new old vampire character, because I'll be going to another event in November because I have a fucking problem.
I hear
No,
no
you
problems
yeah,
here.
that's not a problem.
No problem.
I've been reeled in.
It's your fault, Ernest.
What's my fault? I mean, there are so many things. What did I do this time?
Darkness Emergent.
Oh yeah, yeah. That is super my fault. I said, hey, DB, you want to come to a cool LARP and be a vampire?
And I said, maybe. And then tickets went on sale, and I went, okay. And then life was a roller coaster of emotions. And then we got there, and I was like, oh shit, I feel so comfortable here. Fuck.
Yay.
Yep.
Yay!
I mean, I have been toying a little bit with the idea of coming out to Atlanta. It's just.
Oh,
Atlanta.
It's hot. It's hot.
it's
and
November, you bitches!
Kiss, kiss.
It's not that bad in November.
Look,
Correct.
all we gotta do is get Danny to come on down.
Oh yeah, I will.
I will
100%.
tell you this. You will be meeting my girlfriend if you show up.
See, that's a strong reason to do it. I'm thinking about it. I'm still toying with it. I just don't know how many of the Ancilia tickets are still available.
I
Because
can
I am
tell
not.
you. Give
I
me
am
just
not.
a second.
I am not fucking laying out for more than that.
That's fair. Yeah, don't do more than that. You should come down and we can have all of our short people together.
Correct.
You're not wrong.
Ooh, drink.
Cheers.
So, they still have tickets available in the lower price.
Yeah, go ahead, do it.
We're gonna have to discuss this later so that I know what all is going on because I want to go now.
Basically, you don't need to know a whole lot. Ernest, Hollow will help you get through all of the character creation side of things.
Okay.
You send it in, and then you show up, and the character that you decided to make doesn't matter anyway because, like with any game, in my opinion, you don't actually know the character until they're
Until
dropped
you're
into a
playing them.
situation.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Kethri was being boosted up by Lady Bedivere constantly as the knee breaker, and I was like, I appreciate you developing my brand. It was great.
And the fighting between me and Ren whenever our characters did interact.
It was great.
Awesome.
I don't know why. DB and I are like some of the best friends in the world. I adore her. I love being around her. Our characters always fight like cats and fucking dogs every time. Which is going to be hilarious if we do follow through on our character concept for campaign 2.
That should
Yeah,
be
we need to
interesting,
talk about that.
I've
didn't
been
even-
knitting.
Yeah, you guys took to it like fish in water. Like I didn't even have to
We
like
did.
I didn't even have to hover. I just
Aw.
Yeah, no, he was very hands off, and I would come and find him if I needed to like check in and then be around someone that I knew, and occasionally be like, "Hi, introduce me to people," because you
and,
know everyone.
and then I dropped you in the middle of some heavy plot.
Boy, you
Uh,
did.
I think that's what I'm probably gonna do in Atlanta is be like, hey, introduce me to some people. I
It's
also have to.
honestly, well, especially if Club Seraphim shows up again,
It
even
is.
if even
It
as,
is.
it's coming in as a pop up apparently, according to the Discord.
Yeah.
Also, Hollow, did you see how my in-game kiss referred to me in the Discord?
I did.
It was hilarious.
I think you have
she-
to bring Kethri back.
Maybe. If I am, I'm going to give them a different name or have Kethri be short for something because Kethri is hard for people to pick up when I'm
Yeah.
trying to say it in a noisy
Mm-hmm.
room.
Yeah, it's that loud space name,
Yeah, and Kethri
It's
is
Dan.
not an easy name. Yeah, very much so. But Ida referred to me. Ida was looking for me and was like, "Hey, does anyone know who the shorter person was with the newsy vibes and the flat cap?"
Ooh,
Yes.
I like
And
that.
I was like, I am not mad about this description because I was definitely going for the newsy mask vibe all weekend. Which
Yeah,
was
you
fun.
were. It was great.
And it was amazing. You did such a great job.
I definitely want to like go out in public more often with just like a binder and an open button down shirt because that was fun.
Fuck yeah.
Just walking around with that Bruges vibe.
I have the outfit for Seraphim in my head already, and I have most of the pieces. So, my husband disappeared under mysterious circumstances robe. Lots of probably strappies and fishnets, baby.
I liked Seraphim way more than Succubus because
Oh,
Succubus
yeah.
was like an actual rave club that just slammed all of my senses.
Yeah,
I went back upstairs. I went back upstairs to get my earbuds to try and
Yeah.
block out some of the
Yeah,
sound.
And then
So,
you
yeah.
came back very soon after too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Succubus Club. We all went to a premium LARP experience over a couple weeks ago, and yeah, the Succubus Club was literally trying to go for the '90s club vibe. You know, the clubs you saw on television. You know,
Blade.
in the '90s, and they
Yeah.
hit it. They hit it hard.
They
Like,
did.
Yeah.
I just hated it because that's not
Yeah.
my vibe.
yeah, like you were
Yeah.
there, and like it was like, oh man, you're in the club. The robot music's playing, and Blade might walk through the door at any minute. Like,
Yep.
My
And there were some
My-
very pretty looking go-go dancers.
oh my god. My god. Me just there was just me staring at that go-go
There was
dancer.
no
at
there was no
fucking
respectfully
Seraphim.
staring. It was just staring.
Disrespectfully, but
But yes, it was a good time. I do plan to do it again. I want to see you make that for Mallory because I think that'll be great.
all
Mallory,
we
is
gotta
that her
do is
name?
get
Who,
Danny
what?
and Greg.
Your
Bring it in.
character,
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
I think I was combining
Ellery was my
Ellery,
character's
yeah,
name.
I was combining
in LA,
Ellery with
yeah.
something else in my head.
Yeah. Lindsay Havoc. I have to get back into her voice. I also have to learn scarring makeup, so that's even more fun.
It's
All right.
easier than you think.
I
All right,
have
Greg.
I have stuff for it, so
How do we get Greg to the LARP?
we don't.
Mm, we do.
Yes, you need to like create a way that time doesn't exist, or
Fair enough.
I need like a little looper or something so I can go
I
do
know.
it and then come back to the regular time.
What we're gonna do is Greg's gonna come LARPing with us after Blueberry graduates.
I was just gonna say we just need to give him
There you
time
go.
for the kid to grad.
Yeah, yeah.
In like 6 years. I don't remember how old your kid is.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like
Close
that.
enough.
Yeah.
Close enough. Yeah, I had a blast. Had a blast with my friends, and you know, apparently I'm a big deal.
You are, yeah.
That's what I've heard.
You did that to yourself.
Yeah. But also, like, one of my favorite things is just hanging. We all just hung out in the pool and talked to a bunch of people that were running the event. That was so much fun. Also, this is a knitting podcast. If you want to hear
Hey.
about the LARPing stuff,
Yeah.
you'll have to check out Ernest and I later.
Yeah.
Is that the After Dark podcast?
Not. No, that would be a great name for it, but no.
Well, I mean that's what we call it in over at QNC is the After Dark.
Oh. No, we're actually setting up like a LARP podcast eventually. Yeah. Sorry,
Ooh.
Ernest. I'm just blowing
No,
our
you're good.
secret.
You're good. Yeah,
Because
we're on.
Because
Because
Phoebe doesn't
I'm-
have
Blow
a
away,
podcast
dear.
anymore.
I don't.
We need
I
to
don't
get you
have
more.
any technically. I have this one. That's it. But also the fact that like Ernest has been doing it for a long time and I am new. So like I have questions.
It's a great dynamic.
And
really is.
people can like if they have questions it can be filtered through me asking the expert. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I really relate to DB.
I actually use you as an example, Hollow, when we were when I because I was recording the podcast that I'm in while we were in LA, and my co-host Adam he's frustrated because he's trying to teach kids how to play D&D, and he's like, isn't there like because what he's seeing is that a lot of kids are wanting more like the vibes of D&D without learning the mechanical crunch. And he's like, isn't there the satisfaction of learning something that's hard and all of that? And I was like, yes, but let me tell you about my friend Hollow and how he got thrown into the deep end of LARP. And now he is making it his mission to have that happen to no one else.
Yeah.
Because how many people were thrown into the deep end of LARP like you were, who would have been every bit as good, if not better, of a LARPer, who were turned off because of how they were introduced.
Yeah.
I mean
It's and I refer to it as survivorship bias because like just because you survived, just because Adam does really well in D&D and all the rest of the stuff now, does not mean that it was good that you survived that.
Well, and also when teaching anybody anything, with their starting out, I feel like you go off vibes.
Yeah.
Do things vibes why, and if they keep coming back, that's when you introduce the more
The harder
crunchy
mechanics.
mechanics side
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Because I also got thrown into the deep end of D&D, where we were playing 3.5,
Oh,
and I knew
jeez.
It's-
You want
nothing.
crunch. That's some fucking crunch.
Yeah,
That's what I jumped in on too.
yeah, and
So
yeah,
cute.
it was okay, Greg. We know that you were there at the conception of D&D.
But then I went away
Greg
for a
had
long
Thaco.
time.
I was
Yeah.
there, Gandalf. I was there
I
10,000
was there.
years ago.
Don't quote the rules to me, witch. I was there.
When they were written. Ooh, we got Tolkien and Lewis in the same debate. I love it.
Love it.
But yeah, so I think especially if you're trying to teach kids, like,
Yeah.
and I don't know what age the kids are, but like,
They're still children though, and
Yeah.
like they're coming in from watching if any mechanical stuff. It's stuff like Critical Role and Dimension
Yeah.
20, where frankly and this is what the other thing I pointed out to him. They know the rules so well. They know how to bend them into a pretzel and hang it upside down.
correct.
As opposed
Correct.
to these kids who are just being introduced to what a proficiency bonus is.
Also,
In fact, you have people in Critical Role who show up as like guests who may not know the system very well, and it shows. It shows very much compared to the rest of the table when people don't know the systems. Like, oh well, I guess I'm gonna roll. And it's like, and that's not a shame on them because
No.
the table's still welcoming, but it's very there's a very clear divide there.
It's very clearly different, and also it's the idea of. I mean, I ran into this with Quest and Chaos. My friend Aaron was not a very good tabletop role player, but he is an excellent performer. So he was able to make the character just shine. As I leaned over to show him what he needed to roll and did his math for him, and it
yeah.
was fine.
Well,
Well,
and
and that was like with all y'all and me here, where like before I started playing with y'all, the last time I played was AD&D by TSR
Yeah.
in the early 80s, and then a
Yeah.
40-year hiatus.
yeah, and but that's the other thing is like knowing where everybody is when it comes to D&D makes things a lot easier to be like, oh yeah, Greg hasn't played in 40 years. Well, I could be very patient with him. Like, well, which I'm not, but
No, actually, you were like in our first session. I still remember it. You were like, you can actually hold your action here if you want to. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that's what I want to do. Thank you.
yeah, like there because well, one, we didn't have the beef that we have now in episode
That's
one.
right.
But also,
Yeah, you didn't
like,
know me.
I'm not here to ruin your fun when it comes to like D&D. I'm here to ruin your life for other things.
Checks out.
Valid.
But no, like it's and we kind of see this with Cities Without Numbers now because we're all learning that system. And Sam is so patient with us, going, okay, so what do I roll again now? And he's like, yeah, this. And it's very, like, that's just how you have to be.
Cities without numbers. Don't let Greg in there.
He won't
There's
survive.
There's so many numbers you can't count them all.
Correct.
Okay. I will bring all the numbers.
But yeah, like, welcome to D&D 101 with Crits&Knits, basically.
Well, I mean, that at least is on topic because we
It
are
is.
a
Yes,
That's
knitting
the
and
crits.
Here is the
TTRPG.
Yes,
We may
here's
not
the
be
crit
playing
side of
today,
it.
but we're discussing it.
Exactly.
I think, like, it's very much one of those things that, like, bringing people into games, because I've done that a lot. I have been like, hey, come do this thing with me. Come here, child. You have to be very patient with people.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
well, and the other
unkind.
and the other thing that I explained to Adam was that the numbers mean nothing to me if there isn't a character reason for them.
Yep.
Right.
Like I do not care if I have X, Y, and Z. Why do I have this? Why is it? Because I'm a dexterous motherfucker. Cool. Then I have more. I'm able to picture like Legolas running through the trees and shooting arrows down because he is a dexterous motherfucker.
Yep.
as opposed to like the Hulk smashing through things. And it's like, okay, I can picture that. And I don't know. It's for the same reason that I don't like combat unless it means something. The numbers on the sheet don't mean anything unless I understand why my character is like this, and I can conceptualize that into a person.
My current LARP character is a was an
Elaine.
ex- yes was a experiment in divorcing my character's personality from my sheet because I said to myself, if I have to roll into a social encounter, I'm going to try and ride completely on my own charisma, and my sheet itself will be nothing but a combat monster under the surface.
I absolutely love that. And like learning about your character in LARP has like it made me go, okay, I need to rethink who I want to bring to these events.
You are such a monster, and it's great. Selling an elder, like my God,
Oh, yes.
such a monster.
For a life boon from a prince.
I mean,
This is
I'm not saying it was a bad idea, but that was
no.
monstrous.
But you left that part out, which is the other monstrous part of it. Because the other thing he did with that life boon was take all of the artifacts that she just
Right. Which was a brilliant way to do it. I mean, you are truly Anarch.
target on back, though. Like, at this
As if he doesn't
point.
have enough of them. Come on.
Oh, I think he needs more.
I mean,
You know, valid.
I'm giant. I wear bright blue and green suits.
That's true.
Yeah,
Like-
you do.
Yeah, you do. And you look
You
damn
are
good
you
in
are
them.
you are a pretty man out on the dance floor.
Somebody jumped on my back. It was pretty fun.
I
Okay.
cannot fathom glomping these days. We are all too old with joint problems.
The other thing is I can't imagine jumping that high.
And that's from DB,
That-
who is
that trampoline.
taller than me.
You need those like rock climber spider monkey vibes, like
Have that.
The actual discipline of jump high.
right.
I've been making a thing.
Ooh, tell us about the thing. Is that 2 colors?
It is 2 colors.
Ooh,
So I have 3 skeins of yarn going at all times currently.
that's fun.
One
Yeah,
for
you do.
the salmon for either side, and the blue for the center.
I really like that blue.
I love it. It's such a beautiful blue. So I'm making a baby blanket for my niece, who will probably be 2 by the time that it gets to her, because
okay.
that is how it be. I don't think that I have done the technique correctly that you showed me, Danny, but I'm not mad about how it's turning out.
Okay. There are no knitting
So-
police. Okay.
Yeah.
The important thing is that the 2 colors are getting twisted together, and so you're not knitting
Yes.
like 2 strips.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happened. Is like I'm doing a really hard twist when I change colors and then knitting with both of them before switching to the second color.
Okay.
And I don't. I at first was like, man, I kind of hate that you can see where the change is happening, but now I like the texture of because there's kind of like a raised lump
There
that's happening there, and I
Is
kind of like
something
that.
fantastic about textures in baby blankets because
Yeah.
that's going to be what baby grabs.
Yeah, so
One of those
the
textures is going to
texture
be their favorite.
it is
Ooh. I
Oh.
love that.
yeah, it's a heart blanket
Yeah.
I do love
Aw,
that.
with little connector bits.
That's so,
So
nice.
the plan is to do, let's see. The plan is to do this heart down here to the top of this heart here in the blue, and then switch back over to the salmon
Okay.
and do the dot heart heart and then do like the light pink that I have for the other color.
Nice.
So it'll be in like strips. So I'm gonna do the salmon, the blue, salmon, pink. Do like 2 full runs in the salmon of the pattern, and then continue the striping.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm super happy with how it's turning out. It's very
Yay.
soft. I like this yarn. When I washed the baby blanket for my nephew, it came out just so soft. I wanted to just sit there and rub my face in it.
Oh. I was talking about the pattern. the spiderweb
yes.
pattern. Then we got
got
off on
distracted.
vampire because that's what it makes
As we
it
do.
for.
But yeah, this is the thing that I've been working on. Go on. I'm
love
gonna
that.
pick up
No,
knitting
no, no.
again.
You're great. You're perfect. Never change.
Ooh, don't say that.
Never change, Ren. So I have this. I'm going with like a Stevie Nicks kind of vibe for this character. So I found this pattern and it's knitted, which I was shocked because this looked like it should have been crocheted because it has like giant like holes in it, like spider webs, which is usually a crochet
thing.
kind of thing. But no, this is a knitted one. I have to learn how to cast on with a crochet hook
But
with
that's
the
not
knitting
hard.
needle.
We
Okay.
can go over that if you need to. That's easy
Great.
enough.
The yarn's not here yet, but the color I've picked is like an
Oh.
oil slick.
Ooh.
So it's gonna be this like really cool, hopefully oily looking
Yes.
pattern kind of thing. So I am excited.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope I can get it done by November. And Greg, don't say it.
You can do it.
Okay.
You can do it because November happens every year.
No. Because we don't know if this event will be happening every year in November.
But we are probably going to lock into doing LA every year.
Hell yeah.
Correct.
The place that I'm staying in Chicago when I go there for work next week has a very like vampires LARP feel to it. I'm staying at the Palmer House.
Ooh.
And like that is like a 1920s hotel and it's stunning.
I think that's
You
next
should
to the
see
one
if
I
the,
normally stay at.
If you're interested, you see if the Chicago game is playing.
I don't know if I'll have time, but I should check.
Oh, are you counting, Ren? 1, 7, 4, 3, 2, 4, 6,
You're
8.
too late. You're too
Oh,
late.
I looked up. I saw counting. So I could share my knitting, which I'm not counting at.
Yeah, please do.
Yes, please do.
Yeah. So my sock that I was working on last week when I was counting, there are 68 stitches around here, and I am getting very close to the heel. So I will be doing the heel soon.
Nice.
I need to count it up and everything. So it's great. And this is the String Theory Colorworks yarn in the plasma colorway, the inertia base. It's like it's very delightful. I love it.
I love those colors.
Yeah. It's and nice big wide stripes this
Yeah.
time instead of the other ones which were
Skinnier.
like medium and small.
Yeah.
These are like uniform wide. It looks great. The second sock looks good. It fits well. So I'm looking forward to this one. I'm probably going to run out of the black contrast because I made the cuff on the second sock taller than I usually do, and I didn't weigh any of my yarn beforehand because I'm super lazy, and I just whatever. I don't care. I'll figure it out. If it's too short, I will steal
black
black
stripe?
yarn out of the stripes
Ah.
from here. It'll be fine because I'm sure I will end up with plenty extra from that. So that is cool. I last time I don't remember if I talked about it or if I just typed about it one time when I wasn't able to be here, but I printed out all the parts for my circular sock machine.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you've talked about that.
Okay, yeah. So I've purchased and I believe I have all of the additional hardware I need. And I started putting some things together, like so here's a gear and I put the flange on it and everything, and this guy's gonna get hooked up to it and it'll crank around.
That's so exciting.
I've got collars and other gears. The gears will get like this and they'll do their geary things.
I
and
love
Go
that.
Geary things.
I love the geary things, and it's great. And then it came. I mean, I got planned. It's a cylinder, so I can, and I got a spring. I ordered a spring for it, so it's already in there, and I've got the needles already. So yes, I'm very excited about it. I haven't worked on it in a couple of weeks because I got to the point where for the gear and the crank that I need to I've got a bar that I have to run through it. I have to cut the bar first because it's too long.
So
And
what do you,
my saw
Greg,
is
what do you think
downstairs.
is more satisfying, the act of making this thing, or do you think the the creation of things with the thing, it will be like, the satisfaction factor.
So yeah, so right now it is the act of making the thing because I've never cranked a sock on a circular sock machine, and I know it is a completely different skill than other knitting, so I'm gonna have to learn that, and that will be fine. I think when I'm competent at that, I think what's going to be satisfying is being able to much more quickly work through my backlog of fingering weight stash
Yes.
yarn
Yes.
and make tubes and like I have yarn that I bought 12 years ago to make socks with that I still haven't got to because
It
I
takes
discover
time.
string theory color works and I get their yarn and
Yep.
always the new shiny, but like I've got a crate full of yarn that I still love. I mean, it's from dyers that don't dye anymore. It's colors that I love, and it's stuff that I want to turn into socks, but I get distracted by newer, shinier things.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I also think like I have watched hours worth of cranking videos on YouTube. Just it's very rhythmic, it's very soothing. I think that's going to be soothing as well. So so we'll see. So I'm working on that and I just sourced all the yarn for my next project um for a hat.
Ooh.
And so I took a baseball.
Oh, I listened to you talk about this.
It
Look,
does. It does. I'm
It's so
sorry.
cool.
I cannot tell a lie. It looks like a pad.
like the base, like when you take a
Yes.
baseball apart.
They
This
look
is
like pads. I
yeah.
almost asked about it and then I was like,
No,
nope,
it's
that's weird.
no, it's not weird. Because like that's what I saw when I first took it apart too. You know, because it's a sphere, but like that's how you make a sphere. You get
Weird shapes.
these figure eight looking things, and they make a sphere. So underneath that was like a hollow sphere of twine, and it's very sticky. A lot of adhesive in it to stick to it. And then underneath that was like some DK weight yarn.
Mm.
And then underneath that was some more DK weight yarn, but cream.
Ooh.
And then underneath that was some worsted weight yarn in
My
almost
God.
the same color as the first. So in theory, this is enough yarn to make a hat. We'll find out in a couple of weeks.
Hey, that's just a theory. A
Yeah.
string theory.
Oh,
Oh,
Thanks
love
for
it.
watching.
Pooch. Yeah, so that is it's a whip that I haven't quite cast on, but I've done a lot of like I soaked that yarn in my soak today and hung it outside to dry. So it's this yarn was never intended to be turned into a garment. So
No.
it's not like hat yarn. It's rough, it's scratchy, it's rustic. It's gonna be an adventure.
So, will this be like a? Will you do a lining in
I
the
doubt
hat?
it. I'm too lazy for that.
Okay.
But maybe. We'll see.
Ask Danny to make
Um,
you a lining.
That'll take me 10 minutes.
Achoo, here's a lining.
Correct.
Okay, not that fast.
You are that fast.
You are that fast.
14 hours on one glove.
That's true.
Yes,
But it's a
because it's
very special
complicated.
glove. It's a special glove.
Oh,
So that's me.
yay. Anyone else got stuff to talk about?
I don't actually. I mean, I have some stuff that I need to start, and I keep telling myself I'm definitely gonna start that. Maybe I should start that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hell
You
yeah.
do it.
Matter of fact, I'm going to go down to my local yarn store because I have a yarn store near me that is also considered itself a fiber community.
Okay.
And what they do is they have a big table, so you can sit, and they have a big table and comfy couches along with like the yarn store itself. So I could actually just go in there among other knitters and bullshit and actually yarn and actually knit because there are other people knitting with me.
That's the
It
best.
makes a
Lovely.
That
difference.
is so much the best.
It is really nice to be knitting with other people who are knitting. And one of these days we should do that. We should just have like a knitting stream where we intentionally like aim our cameras down at our hands to watch our knitting while we talk about other stuff.
We do have plans.
We do have plans. We're not revealing all those plans yet, but we do have plans.
We have plans and fancy pants to match, as Dan Vashkevich likes to say.
But speaking of plans, in 2 weeks we will have another All Knits episode. And then 2 weeks after that, on July 2nd, we have our Q&A episode.
Yeah.
And I have a moderator lined up for us.
I know you do.
And it's going to be a surprise for everyone who's watching, but we'll talk about that when we're done recording. Evil man hands. I'm very excited about that. Just because I want to be able to like answer questions and let someone else be in charge for a little while. It's fun.
It is a heavy mantle you wear as the game master.
And
Well,
then
you just told me a whole lot about very specific things about you.
Yep. After that, I think we're going to probably stay on just the knits for a little while. We've got some other things coming up. It's summer schedule. Life gets hard sometimes in the summer trying to keep up with people, trying to deal with power companies that don't handle air conditioners running well and just randomly turn things
I
off.
wonder where that is. I wonder where that fucking is.
Yeah, we were not able to do Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog last week because DB got fucked over.
Yeah. So, yeah, other than our Q&A, we're probably going to be doing just the knits for the summer. Just because that makes things easier. We should be getting E back. E will be here for the Q&A. And their
I've missed
Wednesdays are
them.
free. Yeah, so their Wednesdays are going to be free after that for at least a while. So they'll be joining us again, which is exciting. And yeah, we do have stuff in the works in the background. We are talking about our campaign 2 and talking about the characters and other plottery stuff. We haven't decided yet if we're going to do a live session 0 or if we're going to do that off screen. We're going to talk about that some more, figure that out. But I think before we actually start playing, we'll probably do a little intro session to let you know what's coming up. And yeah, I'm excited for all the things that are coming up. In the meantime, if you're missing stuff, there's lots of other stuff to listen to. Greg has a podcast.
Unravelingpodcast.com.
Yes, it's a good one. And if you like the knitting part, even better, because that's all
It's
knitting.
okay.
Like you've ever listened to it.
I refuse.
I think everyone else streams a bunch. And Ren has as many podcasts as DB used to have.
I have two. I have
Okay.
two podcasts. I have the Redacted Reports, the Redacted Reports podcast.com, and I have Inspiration Point.
Okay.
That's all I have currently.
I guess-
Eventually I'm going to turn Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog into a podcast. And eventually I'm going to turn the Vampire the Masquerade game that I've been playing into a podcast. But those are future Ren problems.
For now, those are streams, and you can catch those.
Correct.
Anyone else?
And I'm at twitch.tv/VandalLostWed if you want to check those out. DB and I are going to be over there in like a half hour.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could go check out Roll for Weird.
Yeah, that's still available.
It
Yeah.
exists.
And coming out with new episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slowly but
Actually, I
surely.
did a thing this week. Well, it came out this week, but I did a cameo as a guest ST/NPC for Symphony Stream for Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh, that's exciting. So yeah, if you're missing us, go find us in other places. But we will be back in 2 weeks' time to talk more Probably knitting and random crap, because that's how we
That's
are.
us.
I can guarantee you we'll talk about random crap. We might talk about knitting.
Maybe.
No, I will hold knitting up in front of my camera again, damn it. We will talk a little bit about knitting.
I mean, you'll try, and then we'll sidetrack and derail again because we swipe trains off of the rails all the time.
Yes.
Correct.
But that's half the fun. But unless anyone else has something to talk about, I think we're going to go so that DB and Ren can head off to get stuff started for the stream tonight.
Yeah, so, if you want to check that out, we'll be live in about a half hour where DB's character is in trouble, TM.
Again.
And you're never not in trouble, in fairness.
How dare you?
That sounds about
I dare
right.
all things.
It's true.
All right, we'll see you all in 2
You
weeks.
don't know me.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.